What's up? What's good? Matt Clark here at the new Matt Clark. How are each and every one of you doing on this amazing Sunday? I'm doing great. My girl's doing great. My family's doing great. I hope each and every one of you are doing great despite the times that we're living in. You know, the times right now are just bogus across the board. Everything's kind of crazy and hectic. If you could please hit that like button, if you could please hit that subscribe button and that bell notification button to get all my videos when they're new. If you could share with somebody on social media, help spread the message, help spread the word, that'd be amazing. And there's a PayPal option if you'd like to donate, help support the channel. The link's in the description of most of my videos. So what's up, what's up, what's up? Just like, forwarding online just to say what's up to everybody. I know it's been like a few days. I really like doing the lives. So I'm here. You guys got questions? The ultimate goal of my channel is to motivate people to make change in their life, right? It's not worth it across the board, whether it's addiction, whether it's the criminal lifestyle, it's not worth it. So hopefully with my channel, at least some people can see that, and not everybody is going to be able to take what I say and totally change their lives, but at least maybe it'll give them the idea, put the idea in their head that it's possible. So that's the ultimate goal. And if teaching people how to do time or how to behave while they're doing time also makes it easier for people that are inside and forced to be in there for many years, then that's great too. Eddie Spaghetti, what's up? Lock up raw. Yeah, I definitely tried the Timbits. Best advice I would give my 22-year-old self. Reconcile with your family. Understand that they were going through a lot and it wasn't really fair for me to have the expectations that I did. And also just change the people that I'm surrounding myself with. Not that they're bad people, because they weren't bad people. It's just that together it created something not good for any of us. You know what I'm saying? So I would just say, work hard, focus on being good and doing good things for yourself. Focus on surrounding yourself with good people and don't burn the bridges that, like, I've had some real opportunities, man, that I've screwed up, like job opportunities, career opportunities in my life that I screwed up just being lazy. Paul Harris, what's up? Carlos, what's up? World Gone Mad, what's up? Dave Bolster, if someone knew they were heading into jail, prison, and didn't know how to fight, but they wanted to prepare, is there any style that would be more practical, like boxing or stand-up jiu-jitsu for ground fighting? I would say just get your cardio up. That's the most important thing. Get your cardio up. That's what gets most people hurt, is that they can't fight long enough. You can always fight, if you don't, even if you don't know how to fight, if it's life or death, or you feel like you're fighting life or death, you'd be surprised at what people can do. But I definitely say your cardio is the most important thing before you learn how to do any kind of fighting. Because if you're a professional boxer, but your cardio is horrible, then you know what I'm saying? So getting gassed, you see guys get gassed and then they're just folded up and there's nothing they can do. Oh, no, there's not. Yeah, no, this is just an empty container. Sorry. I do have that dank, though. Love that advice, man. Dave Bolster, a combo of both is good to learn. Yeah, like I would definitely say, though, basic boxing fundamentals is probably the most important thing with cardio. Because, when you go and when you fight people, like, you got to remember, most people don't fight. It's rare for them to fight. So with most people, just having good cardio and some decent hands, you're going to be okay. But every now and then you will come across somebody who really knows how to fight and you could get yourself hurt. Did I ever see a professional fighter fight in prison? Maybe you didn't know for sure he was professional, but you could see oh yeah. Yeah, oh, definitely. And I did time with a guy. I'm not going to mention who he is, but he's famous across the country and known for having the best hands in the system, and known that if he personally went professional and didn't get involved in the crime and the gangs and the drugs and all that stuff, he definitely would have been top level boxing capability. And then there's other guys in Toronto that guys would know that definitely have those kind of skills. Some Scotian dudes definitely have those professional skills. So, and I did time in Joyceville with the Ontario kickboxing champion. And he was a problem. He's a French dude. That's a serious problem. The thing about him was, though, he wasn't like a nice guy, you know? And that's why he kept getting locked up, because he's just a mean person. He doesn't really care who it is, male, female, he'll punch him out. And guys like that, they end up getting DO'd, dangerous offender status. Hey man, yes, I saw a pro boxer get his ass beat and beat by a little guy in the ring, killed Tim Hague and his Canadian champ. Yeah, and that can happen, you know. So I'll tell you, there was a guy from my town growing up, from Richmond Hill, who had a reputation of being crazy tough, you know, like scary tough to a lot of guys that I grew up with. And I was in Mimico with him, and I watched him get in a fight with a regular dude, just a regular guy, and get his ass handed to him, get smashed. You know, this guy's whole legacy just gone. One fist fight. Can you talk a bit about the dangerous offenders you've met and their attempts to get out? So I've met quite a few dangerous offenders in my life. I had a friend who just recently got a dangerous offender status, and he's just a young guy. He's in his 30s, man. And, you know, I did time recently with another guy who is dangerous offender. He had been in for 23 years since getting that status, and he never killed anybody. He was literally in just for smashing a bunch of people at different times because he was a drinker and an aggressive, big, savage dude. You punch out so many people: assault charge, assault causing bodily harm, aggravated assault. And the last time he smashed somebody, he literally gave them 2 black eyes. He's been in for 23 years. So I would say that a tiny percentage of those guys will ever get out. I don't think they will, you know, and it's sad to say. It's hard for them to get that status on you, but once they get it on you, it's hard to shake that, man. You're going to be jumping through hoops the rest of your life. Even if you do get an opportunity to get out, you make one mistake, it's a wrap. I don't think dangerous offender guys, I think they can go to camp. I do think they can. But I think it would take like a long time. And I'm not 100% on that. But I would think that they probably could. I know dangerous offender guys that are in Fembrook anyways, and they're there for years and years and years. You said before that beating women domestic part isn't as frowned upon as it used to be, but you have ever seen anyone get jumped because of it? Like, you'll see guys get slapped around because of it, but not really, man. Not really. You know, if someone breaks into your home in Ontario and you shoot them in the leg with your licensed firearm and call the police, are you looking at time? 100% you are looking at time. So the only time in Ontario you're able to defend your house with a firearm is if somebody comes into your house with a firearm. And most likely, even if you get off of the shooting charge because it's declared necessary self-defense, you're probably still going to do sometimes for gun violations, because they'll say, how were you able to get your gun out in time? Like I told you guys the story of a guy I did time with who his homie got shot in the passenger seat of a car. He jumped out of the driver's seat and killed both guys in the back seat. He beat the murder charges because of self-defense, but he did 6+ years for the illegal strap, even though that strap saved his life. That is Canada. I think you'd probably just get charged with assault causing bodily harm or aggravated assault, discharge of a firearm. It would be a crime of passion, I'm sure. So I don't think you would get the same amount of time as somebody who just decided to shoot somebody in a fit of rage. You know what I mean? But either way, you're getting cooked. If you're in the building, go upstairs, hit that like button, please, and thank you very much. It helps the channel, it helps the algorithm, and it's not that hard for you to do, so thank you. Oh, you're looking at time. In Canada, you're definitely looking at time. And honestly, though, I think, like, for me personally, if somebody would have caught me in their home or in their business when I was doing my crime and beat me really badly, maybe I would have learned my lesson, you know? But when you first get arrested for those kind of crimes in Canada, they slap you on the wrist a bunch of times so they can stack convictions on you, because that's what they want. They want to stack convictions on you, and then one day they'll just turn the table and give you a bunch of years federal. I've never done pen time anywhere except in Ontario. What's up, Tyson? What's up, brother? In Canada, you can only defend your property with necessary force. So if somebody is in your home, but they are not attacking you, you cannot attack them. That is false. You will get sued, or you will get charged as well. Now that person will get charged for being in your house. If that person now physically attacks you, you can definitely defend yourself with necessary force. But that's it. Like if you catch a 15-year-old in your house and you shoot him, you're going to jail for attempted murder. No, it wouldn't be. It just depends. It depends on the situation, right? Canada's laws with self-defense are very weird. It's like an eye for an eye. So if somebody comes at you with a bat, you can defend yourself with maybe a gun. You know what I mean? But if somebody comes at you with a broomstick and you shoot him in the face, you're going to jail. It's just the way it works here. It's stupid. Oh, it was that Rock Boy. I've been out so I got out of the pen in May 2018, and I was in treatment from May 2018 till like November 2018. I've been out ever since. Just trying to show the young cats that it's possible, because I was somebody who was written off. I was somebody the system said was so high risk, team supervision. Despite the fact that I didn't have a violent record, they thought I was a write-off. And here I am, right? And I'm not out of the woods completely. Like, I still have a lot of life to live, hopefully, right? But at the end of the day, I'm here and I'm not in and out. That's what I'm saying, Rock Boy. You do your thing, man. I see you, brother. You got many views from me, bro. I see you. What would it take for a prisoner to get internet access? Are secret phones a thing? You don't get internet access. And phones in any jail are a thing if you can get your hands on one. Oh, damn, man. So not too long ago you came home. Yeah, I just came home. But in my past, freedom for longer than a year for me wasn't a reality. I was one of those dudes that within a couple of months I'd get caught back up in the system and I'd be doing time again. And it was hard for me to break that cycle. Now that I've broken the cycle, though, and I've surrounded myself with more positivity, it is what it is. Yeah. Say everybody's got a phone now. That's what I'm saying. They shouldn't be posting, though. They're just baiting their own phone out. I mean, are people secretly smuggling in phones and using the internet? You wouldn't be using the jail's internet. That's impossible. You know what I'm saying? That's impossible. But you could have a phone that has data on it. It's just how you going to get it. That's for each and every person to find out when they go in. I don't talk about them things on my channel, My channel is not about like telling people how to get drugs inside or telling people how to make weapons or do any of that. That's not what my channel is about. I'm not trying to get people hemmed up while they're doing their time. I don't want to see people get hemmed up. I just want to promote positivity and show these dudes that are locked up that there's a whole nother wave right now. Like you can get that money. Everybody who's been locked up, you got a story. You got a story and people want to hear that. And it doesn't mean you got to be a prison channel. It doesn't mean that's what you got to do. But individually, we're all unique. And people like hearing about people who have gone from the bottom and turned it around and become successful. It motivates people. It inspires people. So people like watching that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I think ultimately, if guys can see that, if guys that can see there's more than just trapping or whatever, and you don't have to necessarily get a 9-to-5 if you can come up with a unique enough idea, then hey, how do I stay focused on chasing a bag? I just got bills to pay. I'm not trying to get rich. If I get rich, I'll get there. But right now, I'm just trying to get better every day. I feel like if I set the goal too high and I expect to get rich in a couple months or even in a year, then I'm the kind of person that'll feel let down, and it will kill my motivation. So I'm doing small goals, bit by bit by bit, day by day, and see where life takes me. I think that's the best way to do it. Oh, sorry, man. You asked the question again, Mark. Oh, wait. I wanted to ask, as far as Prisoner's Justice Day, Khan's still as serious about the day as it once was. I would say that in the higher security of a prison you're in, the more serious guys are going to take it. But yeah, I do think guys are still serious about it. I think that there's enough cons still throughout the system to enforce that. But there are also guys, there's lots of guys that duck into the shadows of their cell and eat, Scooby Tube, what up, man? Rockboy, I'm gonna do that, bro. I just took a break from what's it called? Social media for a bit because it's just driving me nuts. But I do have some interviews lined up too. So we'll see. We'll get back to that just now. What do you personally think of men who beat women? I think it's whack. I think if you got to smash somebody who's weaker and not as strong as you, then you're whack altogether. It doesn't make you tough to beat people up. That doesn't make you tough, It makes you a bully. Being tough is having an energy where people know who you are. You don't have to run around and forcing yourself on people all the time. You understand? That's tough. When people respect you without having to say anything, that's tough. Yeah, I know there's still a lot of places, and if you go out in the country, there's going to be a lot of places where people will still smash you for beating women. But to be honest, you see so many guys in the Toronto system, in the like the GTA system that are in for domestic, and nothing happens to them unless they're like super wastemen. You should do a video on the Quinny Detention Center. I'm just joking. I don't think it would get any views. No, no, that's not true. I just don't have enough information about that jail, because it's Quinny. So if I Google it, there's not gonna be any like crazy stories. Paul, what's up, man? What's going on? Yeah, I definitely feel like YO time was harder, especially for me. Like I grew up in Tyack. I did years in Tyack, and you had to earn your keep in Tyack. There was nobody skating. You know what I mean? You couldn't just skate and do your time. You definitely 100% were going to get checked at some time. So yeah, I would definitely say it's different now. I feel like the Dawn was probably the closest thing to Tyack where I've done time. You can go to federal pens where it's really serious and people are getting poked up all the time, but it's not constant BS. Like when you're in Tyack, it's constant noise, 2-3 o'clock in the morning. People are smashing on the tables. It's crazy. It just takes you to a different place in your mind. Was there ever pizza? Yeah, prison pizza, but it's not pizza. Now, in some pens, they'll let you order out once in a while. And so when I started in Joyceville in 06, 07, 08, if they didn't find shanks on your range for 60 days, they would let you order out pizza and some takeout food. Crazy, right? But systems changed since back then. And what do you get in your Christmas bag? Christmas bag, you get $175, and it's stuff that you typically can't get for the rest of the year. And yeah, kids are ruthless. 16 and 17 is the most ruthless age. They don't care about nothing. At 16 and 17, the only thing you care about is fitting in. That's what you care about. So if to fit in, you got to jump on somebody's head with 6 other people, that's what's going to happen. In Tyack, it would become like people would smell blood. You understand? That Quinny jail is super different than any other. Popped in there for a pee break on a transfer while operating conviction. Yeah. Yeah, no, that they get way better food. Oh yeah, I seen stabbings in Tyack. Now it was mostly like slicings. You weren't seeing guys like. It wasn't really like full on attempted murders. You know what I mean? It was a lot of like face stabbings, sharpened toothbrushes in the face. But I do remember my homie Peter Tran, rest in peace. He had taken took the metal rod off a guy's leg brace and basically turned it into a damn machete. And he was rocking that for a while till he got caught with it. You remember those times, Rock Boy? 7 Dangerous, 7 Charlie, 7 Bravo. There was piff in Tyack, but I wouldn't say there was a lot. Tyack was secure. It was max, lockdown, secure. And that's why it was so crazy. You know what I mean? We were 16, 17 years old. They'd put you on a seg range for a fight, and you'd be locked in yourself for weeks on a range and have to earn your way back to your out of cell status. But not gonna lie though, I also had a lot of fun in Tyack. Like I learned a lot about myself, but I met a lot of really good people, and some guys that I'm friends with still to this day, if I see them, we're homies. Yeah, that's one thing I do hear about Quinny is that the food is way better. Here's the guy. He's getting bigger. Yeah. He's a good guy. He's a little crazy at times, but he's a good boy. Yeah, Rock Boy in here. Rock Boy coming and showing love. You already know, Rock Boy. I would just say like Tayak or YO time is so much different because YOs need to be active, you know, they need to be playing sports and like going to school and doing all these things. But Tayak, a lot of the time, we were like 21-hour lockdown. School would be canceled because of major fights. There's constant codes going off. Like Tayak, you didn't really have any time to do anything but be on your toes or fuck around because that's what was fun, right? Come on, go. And when you leave 16 and 17-year-olds without anything to do, that's what happens. They get crazy, you know. So I would definitely say Tayak was the hardest place I ever did time for sure. Some places in adult is easy time. You know it, Rock Boy. Like if you're around and you know people there and you're not just like a stranger coming into some strange prison because or jail, because that could be iffy regardless if you're from out of town, right? You know that. People could just mess with you, which would cause you to act up. And you know how that goes. But if you're from an area and you go to the joint, adult, a lot of the time it's respect across the board. As long as you're not involved in the gang politics and all that stuff, you could basically do your whole adult bit and never get in a scrap. I remember Tayak. I actually had fun there, straight up. I met some hood dudes there, but those guys didn't want to fight because of the range they on and stuff. Yeah, like you're really it's just assaults, you know, in Tayak. It wasn't really like you're not really fighting the dudes that you live on range with. It's like if somebody comes on range and they start messing with the block or people don't like the way they look, then it becomes like a situation where mans will like put them on trial and just beat them, break them down. You know how that was. New York Tyrant Hunter, what's up? That's what I'm saying. You know how that is, Rock Boy. But did they put use in solitary? Yeah, oh yeah. We were in solitary all the time. I did more solitary time in young offender than I did in adult. For sure. Are there any rules whatsoever in prison fights, or is anything goes, biting, scratching? Like that just depends. If you start biting and scratching people and they get the upper hand on you, you're gonna get hurt, bro. Just relaxing, checking out some different lives. You already know. Well, we speak on prison addiction, life, all that good stuff here, man. That's okay. So that's where you met Throw Beezy, my dog. But Rockboy, you already know we're gonna be doing some interviews just now. I'm on here for like another 5, 6 minutes, guys. If you had any other questions. Yeah, you know, Dave, I would say that it's pretty much anything goes. You know, if you got to do what you got to do, because the one thing I will say about prison fights is sometimes nobody's going to stop them unless you stop it for you, for yourself. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the time, the only thing that's going to stop the fight is if you're a good enough fighter that that you don't end up getting stomped out. Or you should always, if you're going to scrap in jail, you should always have a 1-2 dudes there just making sure you're good. I try to stay away from them too, man. Not from TO, held up in the Don for a while, wanted to tax me. Never happened. Never had to fight either. Lucky, I guess. Met some solid players. 2C North. Yeah. It just depends. A lot of the time, if dudes are check you, they're just checking you. They're not necessarily going to do nothing. They want to see how you react because they don't want some waste man on range, right? Because there's a lot of things that happen on block, right? So if you're scared or you move like a weirdo and they think you have like rat tendencies, that's what checking you is about. So if you start moving scared and you start moving like a waste guy, then they're just going to run you off the block. But if you stand up for yourself, a lot of the time they'll laugh it off even. I've seen that happen lots of times. I got out and yeah, it is sad. Joanne, what's up? I hope you have a wonderful week as well. You know, I hope everybody has a wonderful week. It's most likely a doja. There's the top guys on the block ain't doing that. They're sent from the quarter, man, as a victim. A lot of the time, the guy who comes, he's not even gonna get back up if you punch him in his mouth. That's the funny thing. That happened when I was. That doesn't happen so much in the dawn because most guys on block know each other. But if you're in Lindsay and stuff, a lot of the time, those guys that come check you are gonna. You punch them in the mouth, they're just gonna laugh. They're victims. You never see like they'll send like a mailman dude to go check some big jack dude that walks in the block. You think those guys are gonna go fight for that mailman dude if it turns around or gets bad? People like to talk, about what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I never claim to be no bad boy, no gangster, no super tough guy. I met a lot of guys in my years of time that I guarantee would cook me in a fight. But I just didn't move like that. I didn't walk around with my chest bumped out acting like I'm some bud boy who's just gonna punch anybody out. And because you don't move like a weirdo, people don't treat you like a weirdo. Like most grown men are gonna treat you like a man if you act like one. That's my experience. I know some guys, they go to jail and they have this horrible experience, but that's because the minute they walk on range, they're bummy and it's evident. The guys can smell that. If they can smell that fear on you, you're done. You're finished before it ever starts. See, I never personally got beat like that, T-Dot, because I just think at the end of the day, they know, like, I'm fighting. I don't care. I'm not letting nobody just punch me up in my face if I'm not handcuffed and I'm not down on my stomach. Like, I'm just not letting that happen. That's it. And I'm not like, I never trained in no fighting, but when I did my time, I hit the bag every day, 45 minutes, an hour, just in case I got in a fight. It's not even necessarily that your lungs get tired. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's your muscles get tired. You don't have that muscle memory so if you have that deep muscle memory from doing calisthenics, push-ups, pull-ups, and hitting the bag and doing things like that, even if you gas out within 30 seconds, you're going to get that gas back. Your muscles aren't going to feel like they're spaghetti noodles. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's really all about. It's really all about just preparing your body to be in that situation, because you'll be surprised at what your body and how your body will prepare your mind to work. Like, I've been in many situations where things could have gone bad for me in my life, and it's not fear that happens. It's like something different. It's like your body prepares, your eyes get better, your vision and everything gets more hypersensitive. Your hearing gets more sensitive. You're more aware of what's going on around you. It just happens naturally. Like I said, most of the time, just having better cardio than the next man is checkmate. Seth Rollins, what's up? But also then sometimes you get guys in the system. It doesn't matter. They're just ninjas, but and if you fight them, you're getting smashed. That's also a fact. You will meet guys in the system that are just terrifying human beings in the federal system. But chances are they're not going to be trying to like punk you, you know. Man, I was sober for 10 months, just relapsed yesterday. It's not a relapse, brother. It's only a relapse if you continue. It's a slip if you stop and get back on the wagon today. Who cares about the days, the sober days? It means nothing. It's harm reduction, my brother. It's harm reduction. That's what it's about. It's about staying alive. When death is near, we kick into cortisol overdrive. Adrenaline kicks in. Wicked to see guys beat to death, how they fight back. It's true. And I've seen guys get stabbed. I saw a guy get stabbed in his neck twice. I didn't see it, but it was across the range from me. But the guy literally got stabbed in his neck twice through his neck, wrapped a shirt around his neck, and was in the bathroom, blood calling these dudes on. And if they would have went into that bathroom, they would have been killed. That's it. He was losing it. Not everybody's scared of a shank. Not everybody's scared of getting hurt. That's what I'm saying, Joanne. It's just a slip. Keep it moving, brother. Well, I would say that, I used to think that you had to be sober. That you had to be sober. You could not, nothing. But then I realized to myself, like, is it realistic for me to have those kind of expectations? And I'm not saying that I'm going to go out and use. I'm just saying, like, I have to be aware that if something like that does happen at some point, I can't just catastrophize it and use it as a reason to go into full-on addiction mode. You gotta catch it before it turns into that. You gotta think about it, learn from it, move on from it. You know what I mean? So, like, me personally, I know that for me in harm reduction, I can smoke weed, I can drink a beer, but I know I can't be around hard drugs. So I don't put myself around anybody who has hard drugs, who goes near hard drugs, who sells hard drugs. And I know it's not that easy with alcohol if you have a major alcohol addiction, because it's everywhere you go. You just got to go. If you go somewhere there's alcohol, get out of there. If it's tempting you, get out of there. And if you do happen to have a drink and slip up, don't turn it into a full relapse. And you'll get through it, Seth. Look for a treatment program, a day program, counseling, somebody that you can talk to, because clearly there's something that's making you want to drink. And maybe that's the more important issue, is working on that and trying to get that figured out for yourself, Great job, Mac. Gotta go. I'm glad I finally caught a live stream. Looking forward to the next. You already know, Dave Bolster. Have a great day. If you're in the building, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. We speak on prison. We speak on addiction. We speak on life. And, whatever we just really want to talk about. I think that it's important for people to see that you don't have to be perfect. It's not about being perfect. It's just about being better than you were the day before. And that doesn't necessarily mean you didn't make any mistakes. That just means that you see those mistakes and you jump on them before they turn into a bigger problem. Slip is not worth stress over, bro. It took me decades to get clean. It takes time. Keep positive and do not let beast out. Keep your beast at bay. Choose to be clean. That's it. And Mark, you already know. That's it. It's really a lot of programs like AAA and stuff. They'll make you want to believe that if you slip up, it's the end of the world. Like those chips and stuff. That's why I don't like that program. I'm not saying it doesn't help anybody, but it seems like a lot of pressure to put on somebody, right? who's clearly going through some things and in the early stages of addiction. So I feel like just work on it every day, doing less than you did the day before. And if you do slip and get hammered, wake up the next morning and move on from it. Don't worry about it. Don't beat yourself up for it. It's part of who you are, just like addiction is part of who I am. And, you know, it sucks that that's what we have to deal with, being addicts, but it's life. Two more minutes, guys. 2 more minutes. Heroin is worse, man, but I got it. I wouldn't necessarily say that. This is the thing about heroin. I would say when you're a heroin addict, typically it gets to a point where you don't really want to do it anymore, you know? And heroin, I can literally not see it if I just don't look for it. It's not like heroin is at your everyday store or it's on the counter at your bar. It's not as obvious. It's like having a food addiction, you know, something that you have to eat to survive, yet is your biggest issue, you know? RP, Rob from PEI, great content, brother, props, you already know. Anyways, I love y'all. You guys already know I really like doing these lives and coming in and talking to you guys. It gets me back on the roll, makes me feel a little better, and you know, it's helpful for me as well. Matt, what drug, if you saw it in front of you, would tempt you? Well, it would always be heroin for me. It would like at this point in my recovery, I know I'd be okay and I'd be able to walk away from it. But I'd definitely say heroin would be the most tempting if it was a pile of it in front of me. I had a long work week. It was a good week, and I had a couple drinks just because I thought I deserved it. But it is what it is. Just continue what you're doing to keep clean. That's it. I'm in 12-step. Many white key tags in my day. 4 years clean. Keep coming back. That's it. And some people that program is great for. Recovering eater disorder patient here, and I can say you can get better, but it is very hard. 100%. And I think that it's really about getting better from any addiction is commitment. You know, it's recognizing that this is a real issue for you. You know, it's not a joke, and real commitment towards getting better and improving your life. And without that, it can't really happen. You know what I mean? Steve, what's up? Man, sorry to hear that, Steve. That's horrible. Rest in peace to your mom, my brother. That's it. That's the thing, Joanne, because when you are an addict, you are focused on achieving your goal every day, that goal of getting drugs. Like there is no option, right? If we thought the same way about getting sober, you would never fail. The problem is most people go into it expecting to fail or hoping to fail. Come here. Look, Joanne. There's Tonka. See how big he's getting? He's a big guy. And he's a jerk. Hey, buddy. You already know. He's a pain in the butt, but he's a good boy. He's at that age. He's like a teenager, right? So it's kind of annoying. But you guys already know, man. I appreciate the lives. Before you go, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and that bell notification button to get all my videos when they're new. Love each and every one of you. The new Matt Clark. I work in construction. Love y'all.